Yeah, I would just say, man, like if you're a guy and you're in the trades and you're like, or maybe you're not, maybe you're thinking about starting something. One thing I could tell you is like, it's not for the faint of heart. You're a business owner. Like it's a grind every day. It can be a lot of fun. It can also be really scary. But what I would tell you is if you're thinking about doing it, bet on yourself every time.
Yeah.
Just believe, put yourself in a spot where your back is against a wall and watch what you can do and watch what God does, man, because it's amazing, those things. And I don't know, when I talk to people, I always try to put that out there because I think had I known what I know now, I'd have started a long time ago.
This episode is brought to you by 10X Nerds. If you're a business owner doing real revenue, there's a good chance you're overpaying in areas you haven't even looked at. Things like credit card processing, insurance, telecom, and more. 10X Nerds comes in, audits your expenses across 30 plus categories, and finds immediate savings. And here's the kicker. They only get paid if they save you money. It's a complete no-brainer. If you want to keep more of what you make, go check them out at 10xnerds.com. This episode is brought to you by my friend Silas Lagoy over at ForgeMark Wealth. If you're a high-income business owner or professional and feel like you're getting crushed by taxes, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck. ForgeMark Wealth specializes in advanced legal tax strategies and wealth planning designed to help you keep more of what you make, grow it efficiently, and actually build long-term freedom, not just income. If you're making serious money but don't have a real strategy behind it yet, I highly recommend connecting with Silas and his team. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Builder's Bible. I'm joined by Preston Petersen, founder and owner of Origin Roofing and Exteriors, and excited to dive into it. We actually have a few mutual connections, some friends of the podcast that you're friends with on Facebook that have come on my show as well. And I also was on your website here, kind of nifty. I love this little map thing on the side here that pops over that shows me where else you guys are working. I think that's a really cool, nifty thing. Tell us about the business. How'd you get?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thanks for having me on. I'm grateful to be on and share time with you, get to know you. So that's cool. I love getting to know people in the trades and in the industry. So it's good stuff for that, and expands my comfort zone. So good things. But yeah, so the business we do, we're in Louisville, Kentucky. Like I said, Origin Roofing and Exteriors. We do roofing of all types, wall cladding, so siding of all types, windows of all types, and any type of water management system with gutters. We like to stay in our lane. We don't do anything else. We try to stick with what we're good at. So that's the nuts and bolts of the things that we do. Man, we have a team of about 8 W-2 guys and like 3 sales, some production guys, and then some site supervisors. And I'm just thankful for our team and the direction we're going, the culture we have. It's great. It's high performance, high integrity culture here. I'm most thankful for the team that we have. It's been great. It's what I've prayed for, and it's coming to fruition after some hard work. I started the company in 2020. Really didn't get full time into this until mid 23. Had another deal in a completely different industry. And that industry I'd been there a long time. And if it hadn't have been for COVID and like the industry I was in got ravished, it was food service. And I had previous construction background, so I was kind of doing this on the side, and it just got completely messed up. And then they reorganized everything, put me on the road for a long time, and I got tired of it. And mid 23, jumped ship off that and full bore into this. And that was a rough half a year. I'm not gonna lie, that was crazy, but it was good. Taught me a lot. And then 24 was better. 25 was even better. And so now we're into 26. So that's kind of the gist of it. Thankful for where we're at, and look forward to growing and helping more people change their lives and helping customers and all that kind of stuff.
Tell us, like, what is the split of the business? So you do roofing, siding, exteriors, and I see you do decks, windows. What is the breakdown? Like, how much comes from roofing? How much comes from the other kind of lines of business?
Yeah. So as far as roofing is concerned, it's probably like 60% of our business. Kentucky is an interesting place because roofing is the non-licensed trade, similar to Texas. So you compete in these places where like it's just anybody can say they're a roofer, right? And so we do a lot of especially.
That's a nice way of saying it's the Wild West.
Basically, yeah. We do a lot of siding, specialty work in that area, and then especially windows is really where we focus. So
that's awesome, man. So one of the things that I've been speaking with roofers about recently is like, what are you doing when there's no hail? I feel like that industry just fascinates me so much. A lot. I'm in Colorado and we had literally no hail, so
Yeah.
how do you stay busy, man? How are you getting clients in the door? What are you doing to keep the cash flow coming when, the weather's not kind of bouncing your way?
Yeah, that's a great question, man. And honestly, just full transparency, I learned the hard way in 24 on that, the hard way,
Mm,
because 23, I'm from here, from Louisville. And in 23, we had a major windstorm in the end of March. And there was like, it got to be like 88-mile-an-hour straight line winds. It was a sustained time. Like it was kind of wild. And, we had a lot of work, right? And then 24, there was no storm. And in Louisville, it's not really a storm market. They like randomly, some random weather events will happen, but not storm market at all. And 24 was a tough year because you just realized, man, like you got to have your stuff set up. You got to build a brand, all that thing. 25, we had a good sized hailstorm here randomly, but it was a lot just along a slim path of the river. And so there was a lot of work, but nothing crazy, not like DFW or anything where guys get 3-inch hail every 3 months. So that being said, we really had to focus on building a brand. So that's one thing, is building a brand. We do that through a number of ways. We have brick and mortar location, and we make sure that all of our trucks are logoed and wrapped, and everything we wear is, wrapped, and everything we do is that way. When I say that, it's because we want to be in the community. We want to be in the spaces, right? We get involved in all of our sales guys are required to be a part of BNI groups. So that's one thing that we do to keep business coming in. If you're not familiar, Business Network International, great thing. And most BNI groups do a pretty good job. So it's mandatory. We pay for half of that. So that's one thing. Well, obviously, we door knock. So we want to make sure that, hey, even if there's not a storm, like there's opportunity, people just need work done. So it could be roofing, siding, whatever. One of the things that we've really had to do is pivot more towards a retail model. And we've really had to dial into our sales process. And when you dial into your sales process and your sales training, I can tell you that you start realizing there's a lot of gaps. There's a lot of gaps where guys are relying on selling opportunity, like, oh, your roof might be messed up and you have insurance and this and that, rather than selling value, selling how you're different. And when you're forced to sell value and how you're different, it's a different level of a game. And what I can tell you is that in a non-storm market, you have to be able to do that. So we've really dialed that in, exposed our gaps on purpose and trained to that, and then really dialed into referral networking as well. So we use Cutco. So when customers do a certain level of job with us, they get a knife. There's referral bonuses that they get, all this kind of stuff. So really try to make sure that we're doing that. Obviously, we compete in LSA, a Google LSA and stuff like that, but that's a monster that never ends. So we're trying, those things mainly is what we focus on to keep business coming in.
2 questions. What's going really well in your business right now? What are some challenges you guys are facing?
Yeah, what's going really well is our production team is really dialed in. I'm a sales and process guy, and over the wintertime, we really focused on making sure that our tools that we can use while on jobs and while closing out jobs and doing QC checks and all that are dialed in our checklist, and it's wash, rinse, repeat. So that's going really well. We want to give a customer a phenomenal experience on build day, whatever we're doing. What's not going well is sales recruiting. It is something that is just so hard to get great salespeople and that want to work and want to take advantage of all the tools and resources we have. We W-2 guys and we give them so much. And man, just having people show up on their first day is tough. Having people want to dive into really developing personally is tough. And so, yeah, hopefully that answers your question. We've started to work to remedy that, and we've gone a different direction with recruiting, but that's a different question. So,
well, no, I'm curious about that. I mean, it's the number one pain point for every one of you guys I talk to, all the blue collar guys. It's finding, maintaining skilled labor. So if you have any insight, I'm open to it.
Well, I can tell you that from a sales recruiting perspective, I decided that I wanted to shift, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I was like, hey, I know what I'm doing is not working. Recently went to a training with a group that I'm a part of called Limitless. It's a GPO group. And if I come from a background that deals with national group purchasing organizations, that's what that stands for. You're probably familiar, but GPOs are a big deal in healthcare and other types of industries. We use Limitless in the roofing space, and they put a training on in Kansas with Da Vinci. One of the parts of the training, though, was almost 2 full days with Chuck Thoke, who is the founder of Top Rep. I don't know if you're familiar with those guys, but he's a bad dude, man, and knows what he's doing, built a ton of successful businesses. And he highly recommends this group called Pivotal Recruiting. And they do all their stuff their flat rate, and they guarantee so many interviews, and they do all like the nonsense of the, intake and all that stuff. And they do a lot of screening, and they write the ads the correct way. And what I can tell you is for the fee they charge, it's very reasonable. And the results they've already produced for me in the sense of getting people into my flow, it's been great. And I wish I'd done it sooner. So, yeah.
That's great, man. I'm looking, actually, honestly, I'm looking for a sponsor for my podcast because it is such a pain point for people that come on the show. And even if they have some sort of nifty way that they keep their guys happy and retain them, it's still a pain. You got to keep the flow, man. If you want to grow and scale, you gotta have the guys, the techs or the skilled guy that can swing the hammer or whatever, man. It's a huge pain point.
It's a huge thing. And they work mainly in the trades. So they write their ads for the trades on Indeed. They do all that. And it's been, it was instant, man. They put my stuff up on a Friday, and their recruiters started booking stuff on Saturday and Sunday for the next week. They had people, they knew what they were doing.
Okay. Yeah. I'm interested in that. I'd like to actually get a call set up with those guys. This episode is brought to you by Corberry Digital. If you own an HVAC, plumbing, electrical, roofing, or home service business and you're tired of wondering where your next lead is coming from, you need to check out Corberry Digital. Corberry specializes exclusively in helping home service companies dominate their local markets through SEO, Google Ads, local service ads, websites, content marketing, and lead generation systems that actually produce a measurable ROI. Their team doesn't just focus on clicks and impressions. They help contractors lower customer acquisition costs, increase qualified leads, and build a marketing engine that scales. What I like about Corberry is they understand the blue collar space. They aren't trying to be everything to everyone. Their entire focus is helping trades businesses win in their backyard and generate more profitable jobs. If you're looking to grow your business, improve your online visibility, and build a marketing system that works, visit Corberry.com and schedule a strategy session with their team. That's Corberry.com. Tell them you heard about them on the podcast. What's up, everybody? This podcast is sponsored by Grimes Financial Advisors. You've spent time and energy building a successful business, but here's the question. Do you have a real retirement plan or just a pile of investments? Our friends at Grimes Financial Advisors specialize in helping business owners and families create a clear roadmap for retirement through their proprietary retirement blueprint. Instead of focusing only on investments, they look at the entire picture: income planning, taxes, long-term care, legacy planning, and making sure your money is actually working for the life you want to live. I've gotten to know Dustin personally. One of the things that I respect most about him is he believes every financial decision should fit into a bigger plan. You shouldn't just chase returns. So whether you're 5 years from retirement or simply want a second opinion on your financial strategy, I highly recommend reaching out to Dustin and his team. Visit Grimes Financial Advisors to schedule your consultation and start building your own retirement blueprint. This podcast is sponsored by Action Coaching. If you're a home service business owner, ask yourself this: are you constantly chasing new leads or just keeping the business growing? Ben Jordan built a $100 million plumbing and HVAC company. Inside the Action Group, he teaches contractors how to create recurring revenue, strengthen leadership, improve sales, and build systems that reduce the owner's day-to-day involvement. Members get weekly coaching, practical templates, proven scripts, and strategies designed specifically for home service businesses. If you want to get out of the truck, build something that runs without you and creates real wealth, check out the Action Group on School and book your free consulting call. What is the thing that you need the most to get from where you are now to where you want to be?
A sales leader. So for me personally, I see our gap where my sales guys, like the 3.5 I have that really want to run hard, they need more. They need direct leadership. And that's the space I'm in now. And I can see that I'm holding them back by not being able to give fully into the sales side of things, right? Because I'm an owner and I'm every owner. So you're like 10 million or whatever, you're in a place where you're still in the swamp. That's kind of what everybody feels like. I feel like, and everybody I know is still there, when they're in $6, $7, $8 million, it's still a swamp, man. You still got a lot going on. So I need a sales leader, and that's something I'm highly focused on right now.
Yeah. Love that. AI. How are you integrating AI into your business?
Man. Okay. So I'm going to say two things about this. AI is amazing. It still needs people, and it still needs like your input and your knowledge, right? It still needs that. So what I would say is we are using AI. We're actually going through we started 2 weeks ago, a complete audit and revamp of all of our systems to understand that we're going to stay with the CRM and the call center we're with and the stuff like that. service center. And what we found out is there's a ton of AI tools that we're not utilizing with the CRM company that we're with. We use Job Nimbus. So we've exposed some gaps working towards that. And we're going to most likely dump our call service center and use AI because it plugs directly into CRM. I can tell you that speed to lead and speed to estimate, most guys will tell you that is super important, especially in retail model. And if you don't have somebody dealing with that, that's important. When I say it needs people though, I also have 2 VAs, full-time VAs, and they are able to input and manipulate and deal with the nuances of the AI, right? And that's super helpful because I don't understand all that stuff, but they have the time to sit at a desk and deal with it. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about that for a second because that's one of the things that my companies do. We do virtual assistant staffing.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why blue collar guys are so slow to want to hire virtual assistants, but I try to emphasize, I'm like, dude, they're better. They're better than the Americans. You're making their life so much better by paying them $5 to $8 an hour. Like, dude, Angela, my executive assistant, she's $7 an hour. She's a real person. She is the best admin I've ever had. She thinks ahead for me. She puts out fires for me. And like, dude, gun to my head, could not convince me to hire an American.
Could not.
And that would be $250,000. That'd be $250,000 stateside. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%, man. I'm in the same boat. Can't tell you enough. My EA's, her name's Alicia, and then we have a full-time estimator, and his name's Tom. And I cannot even explain to you, like a good example would be if you're in the trades, and I'm very against speed to lead and speed to estimate. We had a job that we estimated 2 weeks ago. We're trying to close this guy, and I messaged him this morning and said, "Hey man, we really want to figure this out, and get this deal done, and get this stuff ordered." And it's a large job; it's like $100,000 siding job. And the guy goes, "Well, yeah, like I appreciate that and all the things." And he goes, "Man, I really just want to see these other 2 estimates, but they're just dragging their feet." I just messaged him. I was like, "Hey man, there's a reason for that." And like you can see how organized we are. We had it to him in 2 days. All because my VA estimator, nothing to do with me or the sales guy. And so all I'm saying is like, it is just amazing. And one thing, the other to your point, I would never, you could not force me, put a gun to my head and say, hire a stateside American person to run your office. Never. The level of efficiency that the VA has, to your point, it's unbelievable. So I love mine. It sounds like you love yours. More guys need to do it.
Well, we have 16 of them across 3 companies.
There you go.
Bro, like, yeah. And they're like family now, they're like
Very
family
much.
now. I love that you did an estimator because actually my number one client, they're a commercial electrical contractor. It was a year ago when I first started the company and they started hiring estimators from me. I was like, what the heck is an estimator? I had no idea. Well, I got to know what a takeoff was. No clue. And now they hire like 1 or 2 estimators for me a month. I'm like, bro, this can be done from a computer. And the best estimator you've ever had, $9 an hour tops. Yep.
Yep. I think I paid mine like $875, like just exactly what you're saying. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, this is a blessing to me. I'm going to take this. I'm going to be showing this to people because
Please,
I still
man.
like,
it's great. Like it's a great nugget for any guy in the trade.
Yeah. What's one thing we haven't talked about, Preston, that gets you fired up?
Man, helping people. I would say when I say helping people, like advocating for people. Yesterday, we got to go to a breakfast it's called Breakfast of Champions. It's this nonprofit in Louisville, and the nonprofit's called Spark Hope. Long and the short of it is they do a ton with single parents who are, it's mandated you be in some type of higher education, at least work 20 hours a week and have at least 1 child and be single, right? And they do a lot of further education, pantry stuff, advocating for healthcare. They do a great job. They're started by a lady here in Louisville, and they're just holistic, hometown type deal. And yesterday they had a breakfast, and they're not public speakers. They're not people who like have huge personalities. They got a mission, right? And they believe in it. And man, we were at this breakfast, and there's like all these big time wallets in the room, right? And there's all these guys from big banks and all this stuff. And you could just see like it needed some passion. I just went up to my friend who started it, and I said, "Hey, Laura, do you care if I just like grab the mic real quick?" And we got all these people fired up about the nonprofit and the breakfast and what they're doing and the belief and before they walked out of their room yesterday, they had their goal hit. They wanted to raise $25,000 in an hour, which I thought was a small goal, but hey, that's what they decided on, whatever. And they raised $25,000. Me and another guy happened to pop up and speak. It wasn't about me, but I love helping people. I love seeing people move forward and help do things. And I love seeing people succeed. So that's a big driver of what gets me fired up every day.
Yeah. Well, anything we haven't talked about? Anything else that we want to add?
Yeah, I would just say, man, like if you're thinking about, if you're a guy and you're in the trades and you're like, or maybe you're not, maybe you're thinking about starting something. One thing I could tell you is like, it's not for the faint of heart. You know, you're a business owner. Like it's a grind every day. It can be a lot of fun. It can also be really scary. But what I would tell you is if you're thinking about doing it, bet on yourself every time. Yeah. Just believe, put yourself in a spot where your back is against a wall and watch what you can do. And watch what God does, man, because it's amazing, those things. And I don't know, when I talk to people, I always try to put that out there, because I think had I known what I know now, I'd have started a long time ago. You know what I mean?
Amen. Yeah. Like that's one thing that I emphasize with people. You know, they ask, well, what do you, I was just like, just start, dude. If you have someone who's willing to pay you something to do something or to give you something, you have a client, you have a business, you know?
That's right.
But yeah, that's my biggest regret is I basically feel like I kind of not wasted, but I just bounced around a lot, you know, to different jobs and stuff. I wish I'd started my business so much sooner, you know?
I know. Yeah. The only other thing I want to talk about is I love Denver, man. My girlfriend lives in Denver, and she, like, I spent a lot of time there over the last year and a half, and great city.
Hell
man.
Yeah.
Great city.
Dude,
great
come on
time.
down. Let's go. I had my 14ers thing hung somewhere, but I'm about to start on my 14er hiking again. Yeah, go hiking the 14,000 foot peaks. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. No, it's a great city, man. It's a great whole thing. The lifestyle out there is cool. So yeah, man, it's a great deal. But anyway, yeah, man, thanks for having me on. This has been great.
Yeah,
I love sharing passion stuff. I love love what you're doing, man.
All right. Well, if people wanted to learn more about who you are and what you do, where can they go?
Yeah. So originconstructionky.com is our website. You can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. My personal Facebook's a little more built out, whatever. But I would say like that's probably the best way to check us out. You can Google us too if you want to look for a roofer near you, where we show up. We do pretty good with LSA. And yeah, man, that's the stuff. The website's pretty good though.
I love it. Well, thanks so much for coming on the podcast. Don't go anywhere because I want to keep talking, but thanks for coming on the show.
Sounds good, man. Thanks, man.